So I pulled up, let me just take a second. So this is Wave Top Sign. Okay, this is the #1 AliExpress shop on AliExpress to get laser sources, period. They sell 100% genuine stuff at normal market price. It's a great kind of litmus test if you are trying to part something out and get an idea of what it should cost. This is where you want to come. Always look up the value of these prices. If you ever want to price anything out, Wave Top Sign is amazing for doing it. It's a very, very good resource. Again, even if you're not buying from them and you're just trying to price out what a machine should cost, this is where I would start.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean,
Lazy.
it is. No, they're.
Oh,
Anyways,
hello, we're live.
Yeah, he was trying to get you guys on something. I saw that shit. I saw that shit.
What's up,
I'm not going
everybody?
to compliment my students.
Welcome to the Laser Source Podcast, the #1 podcast if you're looking to grow or scale your laser business. We got a bunch of people with us today, and by a bunch, I mean the normal crew. Boyce, how you doing, man?
I'm back.
Did we miss you last week?
Yeah, Thursday I wasn't home.
Imagine.
I was here Tuesday, but not Thursday.
Got it. It just feels like it's been a while.
It's been a whole week.
Matt, you're fantastic.
Always fantastic, brother.
Always fantastic. We need to, I think I need to co-opt that for a merch shop shirt. I've said it enough times at this point. I think it's merch.
If I get a free swag bag, you can have, I will let you have that.
Did you come up with that? You're fantastic. Is that yours?
Yes. It is trademarked. I will.
Lie.
What?
Oh, that was rough.
There you, sir.
Yes. That was you. Kyle, you're here.
Hello.
Alive another day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die another day. You remember that jam?
I got one for you. Ready? All night long.
All night.
All night long.
Emergencystop.net. Love's here. What's up, Love? Think twice. Hey, guys. What's up, man? So we're chilling. I've got a couple things I can talk about, especially if you guys were not here for yesterday's. Was it yesterday, Kyle? I remember
Last live stream?
Literally last night. Yeah, yesterday's live stream. But I specifically, and I'm going to let you do this first. I invited Matt on today to vent a little bit because he's been having some IRL laser problems. And I feel like people will be able to connect with this, man. So what's going on?
Well, Doc. No, basically, yeah, like I literally just sent Alex a message like an hour ago. I think I sent it to Kyle too. Wait, that was like tandem drinking of Coke, by the way.
A message.
Yeah. Literally, if you guys don't know, if you're my friend on Discord, it's literally just nonstop. It's just my stream of consciousness. And I literally just send everybody today, like as I'm making stuff, I'm like, fucking cups. Because I am just like the king of cups, apparently. The prince of cups. If I were a card from the tarot deck, prince of cups. But yeah, so it's just, this has been a nonstop. And I'm complaining because I'm having a good month. So I know I need to shut the hell up. But at the same time, it's just one of those things where like anyone who's out there who has had like mass production just going boxes. I have a hurricane that's coming on the state where the warehouse for JDS is, and it's going to hit that side. I have stuff that's due next week by Monday, but things are going in and out. I think I have like 7 JDS boxes that are in different route. I had one order required a shipment from 6 different warehouses. So I've got stuff coming from South Dakota, New Jersey, Maryland. Like, I mean, it's wild, and I'm just trying to get it all here. It really is. It really is. And it's like, so trying to get that. Also, as I'm literally driving out of work today, one of the coaches is like, yo, hey, oh, I need 3 cups by Monday. You can rock that, right? And I'm like, mm-hmm.
You have the same yes problem I do.
Yeah, well,
I just say yes to everybody all the time, no matter what I'm being asked. I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I mean, the guy's been my friend for 15 years or something like that. Like, we both started the same, but it's also a part of...
You would have said yes anyway.
I would have, and that's the thing. And but because I know as a coach that, like, oh shit feeling you get when you forget something. And it wasn't really forgotten so much as not discussed between two coaches because there's the two different gender coaches, and the one guy placed a big order for like $400 or $500 and forgot to kind of talk to this guy. And the other guy was like, oh my God. So luckily I got that done and made a few. I literally had leftover water bottles from another order that I was able to like fill that gap with. Then at the same time, a coach for the swim team at my school. So I had a huge order for the swim team at another school that I was talking about whenever, right?
Yep.
And then today, the lady's like, hey, by the way, can you get me 2 more cups? Like literally as I'm walking up steps. So walking in and walking out today, they got me.
What was going on? You were telling me, and I wasn't tracking it, honestly, because I was dealing with this, but you were telling me you were like actually having an issue with your rotary at some point, and it was like spitting out bad cups. Can you talk on that a little bit?
Oof. Yeah. By the way, J-Mac just said I'm a moaning mofo.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah, I know. Love you, J-Mac. So anyways,
he could be in here and say it to your face if he wanted to be.
He could be, but then we'd have to look at his face. I mean,
yeah.
Right. I'm sure I'll get a message on that. So
you're gonna get a message tonight saying your dad didn't mind it last night.
Who would say something that rude? Anyways, sick Alex.
Sorry.
So anyways, thank you. I appreciate the apology on that terrible comment. So literally though, I had it's fair. I'll call him and tell him. So here you go. Here's what I was doing. So this is something I just knocked out tonight, right? Oh yeah, whoops. In case the kids see. But anyways, so basically these mother lovers, I for some reason, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever had like a just brain fart moment, but like it wasn't the rotary's fault because once I finally got it aligned, it was cranking them out. Like I did a 30 water bottle order, but it's one of those things where you do it so much that you basically are staring at it and you just can't figure it out. And so I think I was up until like 2:00 one night trying to figure it out when I finally was like, F it, I'm going to sleep. And literally the next morning came out, pushed it the other way because I was like, well, this isn't working. So let's just, and then voila. And it literally just chunked them out. No problem.
And that was it. Yeah.
And it was just fresh eyes. But that's the thing. Like when you get in production mode, you just get into like a frenzy. And you
also don't want to stop. Like it's the last thing that you want to do. And it's the first thing that you should be doing is just like stopping and walking away for an hour, you know, and continuing to push and push and push often just frustrates the issue on that.
Yeah. And that's why he invited me here tonight. He's like, you want to bitch about it? Let's get it off your chest.
Yeah.
So anyways, I appreciate anyone who's been listening and anyone who wants to tell me to shut up and suck it up. I agree.
Yeah. I think we can all agree with that. But at the same time, it's nice to know that there are other people out there that go through the same issues that, you know, you do.
Just want to thank our sponsors, Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Thank you, Coca-Cola.
Water is my sponsor still.
Again, not at all colon cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, just want to bring this up, man. Brazil is in the house.
Hey, Brazil.
Fiber laser Brazil.
Very nice.
Nice.
Look at that.
Of course, we got our friends over the Pate Ranch.
Hey, Leash.
Ranch.
Tumblers blow.
Tumblers blow.
It's true.
Yeah.
They do blow.
Sometimes they suck. All right.
I'm actually excited to I want to kind of get back on my tumbler game now that I actually have the CO2 Galvo within arm's reach of me at any hour during the day. I'd like to play with that a bit more. And that's kind of where I want to start with it once we get things dialed in. And you guys, if you didn't watch yesterday's stream, first of all, go watch it. It's very good. You get a brief tour of the new shop. I'm actually like on my phone. We like walk around and I like show you all the stuff, even off camera. It's neat. And then after that, Kyle hits a like very large killing people knife with the Death Star fiber, and it's entertaining. There's a lot of really great answers to really good questions. So go watch that. But
no one was harmed in the streaming of.
Can I just say
of the production of that?
No one was harmed during company time.
That was the most spot on analysis of that knife, though. It literally looks like the one. It looks like a 1970s like murder knife, you know, where it's like.
It looks like somebody ripped out of the grip of a dead predator. you know what I mean?
It's a camping utility knife.
Oh yeah, camping utility. That's
Survival knife.
I mean, murder is utilitarian, I guess.
If by survival you mean surviving the robbery that you're committing, then yes. Ridiculous. Anyway, go check that out. But
Maybe next time we'll do the machete.
if you haven't noticed, the shop is very different than any time that you've seen it. I call it the shop now. It's really the home studio. That's the twist. We have all of the lasers here now. So we've got the CO2 Galvo, the UV, the 80 watt JPT-M7, and the good old reliable 30 watt JPT-LP, and the Ranger. So we've got that whole lineup there for you guys. This desk is going to be used for diode lasers. So we're going to be assembling 2 diode lasers side by side, probably the Laser Master 3 from Orter and the X-Tool D1 Pro from X-Tool. So there will just be lasers like everywhere in here. And again, if you want the full tour, go check it out. But that's kind of my thing that I've been doing.
How long did it take you to frame up that opening, the window on the thing, to get the lightning bolt in there? Because that's pretty good.
Only 2 tries, and I did it alone. Pretty
That's
cool.
pretty good.
Yeah,
like I was
very
sitting there like, wait a minute, is that, what the hell?
Yeah, it's framed through the Ranger window, which is pretty cool. It looks good when it's all lit up and stuff. So
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm really happy with how it came out. We built a custom exhaust system, so there are 3 different exhaust lines hooked up to a central. It's out of focus anyway, but a central 6-inch VivoSun centrifuge fan. And then all 3 have blast gates on them, so I can open or close them at will to increase pressure if I'm only using one at a time. And then one of the lines comes down to the fibers, one of the lines goes down to the Ranger, and then the last one comes up over the ceiling and all the way down to the diode table, where we've got this guy hanging out right here.
I like that.
So we can use that and exhaust some diode lasers as well, which should be pretty cool.
So
Alicia says she's going to come to the shop. Yeah, she'll be sleeping on the couch, I'm sure. You're welcome anytime.
no, I'm gonna have to make a trip
screaming.
upstate. I'm gonna make a trip upstate sometime next year. That's for sure.
Yeah. If you love the eyes, again, check out yesterday's live stream. Somebody was just like, that thing needs eyes. And I was like, I agree. And of course, I'm me. So I had a bag of googly eyes literally just like sitting on my desk. And I just bloop, and we threw them on.
Setup question for you.
Yep.
What do you use to affix it to the ceiling? Because like literally,
Very
Kyle and I were
interesting
talking
question.
about that.
Very interesting question. So this ceiling, I really don't want to mess up my camera,
Don't mess
which
up
is
the
why I
camera.
was telling.
Don't do it.
I was telling people to watch the other day, but it's.
I can explain it.
Tell us.
No, I'm gonna do it. So.
Oh man. Oh, dude, those are cool.
This tile is very, very old ceiling tile, like almost fabric coated ceiling tile. And so what we did was we took zip ties and didn't
Smart,
zip
dude.
them all the way. And then the little pin that is holding them in there, those are actually like baby safety pins.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And the reason why is because I'll bring this back down here and hopefully it'll be in a decent place.
That's good.
The reason why we use the baby safety pins is because that tile material is so weak. Like push pins, tacks, different kinds of like adhesive based things, none of those worked. But the baby safety pins go in at like an angle. You can put them in sideways, and then when you put weight on that, you're distributing that weight across the entire length of the pin that you jammed in the tile sideways, and it worked. And those stayed up. So
I was thinking of doing something similar. So I'm glad you said that, because I have like the little eye hooks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm thinking of just putting eye hooks and then doing the exact same thing, but with the eye hooks instead of that.
The hooks didn't work for me. But I used the hooks to put the bags up on the wall over there. Well, they're behind the diode light, but you can see one of them. The wall was fine. The little eye hooks worked fine for that, but they just can't hold the weight of the tube. Also, you guys haven't seen this yet, but I did also get Jimmy came over today. I actually saw Jimmy post surgery, and he helped me put these shelves in, which is really nice. So I've got all like my tools, like my actual tools and things up there now. which is good too. So
It's good to know Jimmy's doing good.
yeah, Jimmy is doing good. I sent him an invite link for today's podcast, but I think he probably fell asleep because he's still highly dosed on
He's a sleepy boy.
narcotics. Yeah. So, you know, he was very freaked out today because the doctors showed him an X-ray and he saw the plates and bolts in his neck, and he like couldn't hang with that.
Just tell them they're Harley Davidson edition, and he'll be like, "All right, fuck yeah."
Oh yeah, totally. That's exactly. I'm surprised I didn't even think of that because that's a really good. That's a really good point. But
I deal with that all the
news.
time. Yeah, I deal with that stuff every day at my job. So
Yeah, I bet.
it's just normal stuff.
So what's up with you boys? Have you been working? Have you been doing laser stuff? What's going on?
Well, both. I'm doing some on-call work right now, so I'm going through the interview process right now. Because I was doing traveling for this year, but winter is here, and I want to be close to home, so I'm taking a permanent position at an outpatient clinic that's like 10 miles down the road. Thankfully,
Nice. That's
Hey.
yeah.
yeah. So I've got through that whole process. Got hired. I started on the 21st. I'll have normal hours. I'll be home at the exact same time. You know, it's really nice and predictable.
Yeah.
And I'll have like 2 half days in the middle of the week. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I'll have half days.
Do you get to save on the commute now?
Absolutely.
What was your commute now?
An hour.
So you're going from an hour to 15
minutes. Yeah.
Solid.
A lot of gas money. A lot of gas money.
Just
back
a
in my
lot
pocket.
of time.
lot of
I mean, your
time
time
back
is
in your
valuable,
pocket.
dude. You know,
Absolutely.
especially when you're doing like laser engraving. Oh, and
Yep.
there's my camera. I'm gonna mute myself and fix that.
Yeah.
So keep going. Keep chatting.
That's
away.
an hour and a half a day back in your pocket.
You're damn right. And I could use that every day because right now we're getting ready for our first craft show where we're going to go to a season,
Oh,
the
nice.
bazaar thing at the schools. And we've made here, my little makeshift hanger here. This has been what I've been doing all freaking week. Earrings.
There you go. Nice.
Acrylic, a ton of acrylic earrings. And this is the new school logo earrings I made.
You even got the little hangers on it going.
Yeah, I made little stock backers for them, stock paper backers, which is really cool to learn that. But yeah, so like I was just been doing that every single day. Like I was telling Kyle earlier, we were talking. Me and her just went to Hobby Lobby. Next week, they're having half off of their wall decorative stuff, blanks. So we are going to order 40 frames for half the price to be delivered to Hobby Lobby next week. So when we go to the craft show this weekend, people are going to order signs because we got some really cool stuff, and I think they're gonna fly off the table pretty quickly. We can just take orders then. And
What size frames are they?
Well, we have one that is 41 inches by 9 inches.
Wow.
We have a few of those, and then we have a big one. It's like 40 by I think that's 24. It's a big sign. We can do
that's
big
big
large
stuff.
cutouts. It's really nice. Then we got a bunch of 12 by 12 squares and circles, and just doing a bunch of stuff like that. And so we're ordering 10 of everything to get it half off.
Yeah.
It might cost like 200 and something bucks instead of 500. So we went ahead and talked to the manager and said, hey man, can we order it now for next week so it'll get here so we get the half off price? She's like, that's the way to do it. I'm like, let's
The
do a
other
rain
thing
check
is
right now.
give that person your name and number and be like, hey, when stuff comes in, call me first, and then we'll hook you up with stuff. Like I did that
Holler.
at one of the what is it, like the home store or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and whenever Olivewood would come in, I would straight up be like, because I didn't know how to find it yet. I'd say, hey, whenever you get something that looks like this, here's my number. Whenever you need anything engraved, I got you. Like buy it yourself and put it aside. I got you. And
Yeah, we got an olive wood cutting board that says that's what cheese said, which I love that because I'm an office freak.
me too.
So I love I love that kind of stuff.
That's rough, dude. That's what she said.
I love it.
It's rough.
Not as rough as yelling out something about your dad last night, Alex. That was really
Yeah, and who would do that, Matt?
terrible people.
I use an AC adapter in my camera specifically so that does not happen. But if you touch it too much, if you like jostle the camera too much while it's in, it does it anyway because it thinks that the battery got disconnected. So I just put a real battery in it for now.
We
so I can fix
we
it.
got a question.
Ooh.
Oopsie.
With the RF tubes, how crucial is temperature control coming from glass tubes? I'm paranoid to run this without water. If you have a water cooled RF tube like a 5-watt Seal or Grace
That's
UV or something like that,
Yeah.
you don't want to run it without coolant because water cooled ones don't have a lot of passive heat cooling
RF, I think,
or heat dissipation.
I think RF is in reference to the metal CO2 tubes, though, which Alex gave us a great answer in the comments.
Yeah.
He said, I've run both air-cooled RF lasers with a lower fan voltage to make them quieter. I monitor the temps, and they never got out of control. The spec on RF tubes is generally up to 40 degrees Celsius ambient temperature. Thanks, Alex.
Yep.
Appreciate that. So, 40 degrees. Alex is the expert on RF stuff.
Absolutely.
For sure. So the fact that he just kind of poked in here at the right time is very lucky, which is pretty cool. Jace is saying that his has a switch to go from quiet to high power, which is very nice because mine certainly doesn't do that. Mine is just like.
So
It's like the good old 1960s Electrolux vacuum.
Ring. Yeah.
just straight up rotary engine.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't know, Kyle, we've kind of worked our way around the table. Do you have any updates for everybody? Since that's kind of what we're doing today.
I've been compiling some test parameters for my UV.
Nice. Having good luck.
Yeah, getting some good results. I showed the bamboo on our last live stream, and I've just been working on expanding that a little bit on the common materials I work with.
Nice.
Doing some testing with Lightburn on that, but that's looking like it's going to change, so I'll have to update that. But
yeah,
gonna recompile that. So there's that. We're working on.
You've been doing your material testing for the UV in Lightburn.
What was that?
You've been doing your material testing for the UV in Lightburn?
A little bit. I haven't been spending a ton of time because it was kind of Matt did. I haven't been spending a ton of time on it because I knew it was going to change potentially.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't getting full output power. It wasn't tuned for my machine. But there was a recent update, so I got to go back and look at that. So to be determined.
Yeah. Let's see.
We're going to start with, I'm probably going to start with EasyCAD though, just because we know it's set up and tuned and we know what to expect out of it kind of thing.
Most people are going to probably be starting with EasyCAD on a UV anyway, because there's no official support for it yet. So on Lightburn. So they're going to be like, no, don't use Lightburn. So probably a logical place to start for that in general. Think Twice is saying, guys, I'm planning to buy a fiber laser, and I found a 60-watt JPT MOPA for just $3,100 USD, while other companies sell them for over $4,600 USD. I'm confused. I'm just going to go. You just go ahead, Kyle. Tell them I know what you're going to say.
That is a too good to be true price.
Yep.
And I will tell you why. If you just Google the price for a 60-watt JPT MOPA source, not even the whole machine, just the source, you're going to be paying for about that much. If they're selling it to you for that price, they're not accounting for their overhead, which means they skipped over some kind of quality control. It's probably not tested. The wiring might be poop. It's a gamble.
Here is
what I'm trying to tell you. Is it a second-hand machine? Is the only question I've got. Like, if it's someone posted it, like selling it for $3,100.
That's true. Okay,
that's the only thing I can
retail,
think.
Yeah,
that's one thing to consider. Buying a used machine is valid for sure.
So I pulled up. Let me just take a second. So this is Wave Top Sign. Okay, this is the #1 AliExpress shop on AliExpress to get laser sources, period. They sell 100% genuine stuff at normal market price. It's a great kind of litmus test if you are trying to part something out and get an idea of what it should cost this is where you want to come. They have all kinds of laser sources for every kind of laser, not just fiber lasers, but we're going to do the litmus test here on that 60 watt M7. So we'll even do the E, right?
Yeah.
The low
E is the economy version, basically.
The economy, yeah. And that starts at $32.09 just for the source. So the E version of that source in that machine alone costs more than what you are being charged for the entire machine. So again, the only legitimate, I think, explanation here could be that it's secondhand. I agree with you guys, but if you're buying it new at that price, there's a problem. And this is kind of what you're looking at there. If you're looking at the 60 M7 M-R, yeah, the M-R is $5,000, almost $5,200. You're looking at on that. Okay, so please just shop with caution. You're not going to outsmart these guys. Yeah. They know exactly what they are shipping out to you, and I can't even at the E60 M7 M-R, you're not even paying the full price for the source. Granted, they probably get it a little bit cheaper from the manufacturer, but not much, maybe $500 or $600 cheaper than this. So I just don't think that's enough money.
Yeah, the only reason I could think they could ever get a price down low enough to be that level of competitive is if they were a really well-known company that bought thousands of, upon thousands.
Yeah.
And I just said the name of the company is called Ray2, which I have never heard of.
Me either.
That's just like a that sounds like a reseller.
So
there's another red flag.
So here's my concern, right? So even skipping the whole like who's selling it thing, if you're looking at the price, if you decide this is a risk you're willing to take, the first thing you should be doing is now going through the machine and validating that the wiring was done properly. Yeah. Making sure that the terminations were done to spade connectors instead of just soldered wires put into a crimp, because that is a fire hazard. You need to validate the gauge of the wire and make sure it's rated for the voltage and amperage that you're putting through it, and that it was done properly and everything is grounded. You also have to validate that in terms of quality control that your fiber wire wasn't twisted too tight or cracked in the process of installing it.
Yeah, and then there's emitter issues, red dot issues, shorts, there's galvo head problems you'll run into. There's a million different things that can and do break on these regularly that stop you from working other than the source. And they are cheaping out on those things so that they can jam things like 100-watt M7 M-Rs into units and then sell them at a lower price to beat out the competition. There's a problem. Is it a white label machine that they put a fake genuine sticker on? I'm not saying they would. I don't know who that is, but it's a concern when you're charging too little for a machine. Yeah. Don't underpay, for sure, no matter what. It's not like a car where you know. If you're buying a brand new car, you're buying a brand new car. It could be a bad or a good dealership, but you're going to pay roughly. Okay, that's a bad analogy. There are minimums per build out that you should be paying, and a build out that includes this E60 M7 M-R should cost at least $4,000. That's just an opinion. It's not a fact. But I would not spend less than $4,000 on a machine that claims to have that source inside of it.
There's
not including shipping.
There's only one more reason I could think of, which would be like, if you guys think back to LG TV when they were first coming out, and they basically sold almost like at cost, so that they could just get their name out there.
Even if they're selling at cost, man.
Oh, I'm saying that's the only reason I could think was what I was getting at, though. But I don't feel like that's the reason here.
No, definitely not, because
I just looked at that website and
it would be at least $3,800.
Yeah.
It would be like at least $3,800. So I would spend at least $4,000 on that source in a machine pre-shipped. So just, I don't know, shop with caution. Always look up the value of these prices. If you ever want to price anything out, Wave Top Sign is amazing for doing it. You don't have to buy stuff from them. They do have a store I've never bought any of their machines, but I have bought parts from them, and they are always on top of the market. Their prices are up to date. They always have new things like new controllers, new tubes, new laser sources as they come out.
They're very much in the same vein as like Light Object and Cloud Ray when it comes to like parts, accessories, stuff like that.
Right. I would even say bet. I mean, I moved Wavetop Sign up to the #1 position in the buying guide for lenses, for example. I think this is the best place to get lenses now. So I send people here for lenses at this point. It's a very, very good resource. Again, even if you're not buying from them and you're just trying to price out what a machine should cost, this is where I would start with that. So hope that answers your question. I know we always get long-winded with people when we're answering questions.
Yeah, you listen here, Suddy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really glad you showed that again because I didn't save it last time, and I'm going to save that as a favorite.
Yeah, Wavetop Sign is amazing.
Do it.
They're really great.
Especially one quick thing, by the way, for component parts, it's the holiday season. Buy some stuff before it breaks. Like I saw the picture of the belt that was sitting here, the closed loop timing belt, and I was like, fuck, I need to buy one of those. Just saying.
It's that is one of those things. It's never a bad thing to have a replacement power supply for your Galvo, right? That's a cheap power supply.
Mm-hmm.
What's it cost you? 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks, maybe some shipping.
Yeah.
But it could save you a week to 2 weeks to a month of downtime if they're out of stock or coming from China, and then you have to deal with customs delay.
Yep.
It's big. And that would probably be the most common thing to fail on a Galvo.
Yep. And it's more important too, right, with Galvo lasers than it is with CO2 lasers. There's so much US stock on CO2 laser parts, and accessories at this point that it's not as big of a deal. Those also tend to be more expensive, like CO2 laser power supplies, quite a bit more expensive than Galvos. So, just make sure that you're prepared and don't overspend. Don't spend so much that you're, emptying your wallet in order to feel prepared, I guess would be the other end of that. But, if there's inexpensive things you can pick up to prevent downtime. Yeah. Boom.
Like for the CO2, man.
Yeah, definitely
$20 in lenses to keep you tied over. Yeah.
Because even when you have an order, like that's the thing too, is you can get them on Amazon, but even 2 days, because you guys know at the holiday season, it starts to turn into 2 days. And so I'm telling you guys, like I bought 3 lenses because who knows, like the little cheapy, what are they, $30 or whatever? Like from Amazon.
It's between 20 and 30
Cloud Ray store. Yeah, the Cloud Ray store ones. So I bought like 3 of those just to have, because I think it was like $50 or $60 total. Get it now, right?
Set of mirrors wouldn't be a bad thing to have.
Definitely
too.
mirrors.
Those are cheap.
I did rescue some things from the shop today because I was at the shop. I helped Jimmy because he couldn't do it on his own because his neck is broken. But I got past the LaserMaster 2 Pro down from the shop. So because we have the LM3 now, so I gave him the LM2 Pro, and we went and packed that all up. And I just kind of did like another sweep around the shop to see if there were other things that I needed to bring back to the home studio for the winter. Got a box of sanding blocks, just normal sanding blocks.
Yep. Nice.
Don't have any. Didn't have any here. I found stamp making rubber. Pretty cool. So we can throw that under all the different lasers and see how that goes. I found this beefy roll of black duct tape. Sick. And some super glue.
You can never have enough duct tape.
This is where the pack rats out in the audience are like, yes.
Everyone in the audience is probably just going, yes.
Yeah, I can't show you the actual unit, but this is the power supply for my Epson Perfection V600 scanner. It is the best scanner ever, and it's an old scanner. There are newer scanners. This scanner does better than those. I used to use it for scanning I'm having a stroke.
Stick out your tongue.
Negative.
Which reminds me, thank you, Coca-Cola, for sponsoring us.
Yeah, thank you. I used it for scanning film negatives, but I use it also for scanning like customer artwork, right? So when people want like signatures or photos or whatever, and they need to be touched up or they haven't been digitized, it's sick. JMax saying, can you scan stuff with the lid open? Maybe. I don't know. I've never tried.
So you didn't want people to take a picture with their phone zoomed out on the picture? So there was a picture of a picture and then sent to you and then turned into a JPEG? You didn't want
Literally, no. That drives me
like
nuts.
up close and personal with a wide angle.
And then they get angry at you because you should be able to use that? No.
Yeah. No. Epson Perfection V600. Old but goodie.
Shut up, Jack.
Here it is. So that's the power supply for it. Great scanner. Also, crowd favorite here. The Panavice. You know the Panavice.
Yeah, Panavice is solid.
Yeah, Panavice is solid. So we love Panavice. And for good measure, the Panavice Junior. So we have that too. And
Jesus Christ.
I have the Panavice Junior attachment for the full-size Panavice, which is an odd thing to have, but I like it.
You realize this is the entire 2021 buying guide.
I'm just saying, like, I went through and like found all this stuff at the shop, and I was like, I need this.
Where's your
like,
star at?
Home.
Where's your star at?
I have two. This is do you remember this? The holder from the aluminum cutting video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stand by this. Thing is sick.
That's where you cut the witches out.
And then I don't think I ever actually showed this, but they make an actual vise attachment for the Panavice. So if you want a traditional vise head, you can get that too. Thank you for sponsoring this episode, Panavice.
Sorry, Coke. You're second. Pepsi one.
Microfiber cloths and leather cleaner. So I make sure I have the leather cleaner. I found a package of JB Weld.
Wendy said, "So what's in the shop now?"
Nothing. It's it's essential. Just some of those
warehouse
benches, the Mira, unfortunate, and the OMTech are just about the only things left.
Sizing limitations. There's only so much room.
Double-sided 3M adhesive. You can get this on Amazon for almost nothing. It is the 468 MP. It comes in flat sheets. You can laser cut this to size to put on the back of plaques or whatever. Super duper strong. Really, really good. And great for ASMR.
Wait, can you do that with lettering too? Just put it on the letters, like if you're going to cut out letters?
Yeah, you can just peel this whole sheet, put it on the back of material, and it just cuts right through it like it's not even there, which is great. Or I'll cut it post. Like if somebody has like a plaque, like an old plaque that they ripped off of something and they need it mounted on something else, this is what I go for this.
Send me a link to that bad boy. I think I actually need that.
Yep. The 468 MP. This is 3M. It's good stuff.
Wendy
They
said,
sell it in huge rolls, by the way, like huge.
"Did you leave Jimmy at the shop? Maybe that's not why he's here, man."
Maybe.
Jimmy's just sitting out there
sleeping
shaking
on the
right
couch at the office.
I also have these because we were just talking about it. I don't remember who was talking. Was it you, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are those same cups. These are the ones from Johnson's Plastic Plus.
Mine are better.
So they're like $4 a pop if you get them like one off, or you can buy a case of 50 and you get them for $2 a pop, which is pretty nice. And then they also have, for a similar price, slightly more expensive. Don't at me. They also have these like wine tumblers with the same kind of matte finish on them, which are pretty cool. So I just grabbed those. I have a few of both of these in black and stainless because the box is just sitting there, and I figured I'll need stuff to do like project mark or like Z marking on the rotary, just a bunch of stuff that we haven't really covered before on, especially the new lasers. We're going to want to do that, and these are free, and I have them. So they are right there.
So we Love wants to know the number, I think, on the adhesive again, so she knows what she's
468 MP. 468 MP. It's a very specific thickness, because if you get too thick, then your plaque stands off, and if you don't get thick enough, it won't hold. So the 468 MP is what I find with a lot of use. Very, very good. And then John Uftring is asking for the links to the cups. You can find those over at jpplus.com. It's not like JDS. You don't need to give them a bunch of information to sign up. You can literally just shop there like normal, which is a great alternative to JDS if you don't want to go through JDS headache. We're again not affiliated with them in any way. We don't make any money off of sales on their site. It's just a good resource. So go check that out. There's a lot of really good stuff there for you. With all that stuff out of the way, I also got a bunch of flat stock. So I have like wood in here. I grabbed some leather, some really thin hardwoods from Ukuch. Got that good Ukuch hardwood. A little bit of acrylic for cutting mostly focal sticks. I got one bamboo cutting board. I have one left in the shop, so I grabbed it. Mostly to just check and see if my UV settings for bamboo match Kyle and Matt's. And I found Romark mirror acrylic. Have you guys seen that before? Romark mirror acrylic? So
I've seen mirror acrylic, but not Romark mirror.
Romark mirror acrylic is the shit. And
I have literally like
it's pretty
150
popular for
pounds
like
of
indoor
acrylic.
signs.
oh, this is the stuff right here. It's like really, really nice. It's this is 1/8 inch, and there's the
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Ooh,
Pure.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's straight up like that's really
that's pretty mirror.
that's pretty
Yeah.
mirrory right there. You can see your guys.
By the way, people, if you've
Perfect.
never bought that stuff, like I tried to buy a 4x8 sheet of it, and it's like $300 for it, and that was for
Wow.
like 1/8.
a 4x8 sheet. What the hell? What are you gonna cut it down into usable
mean,
pieces on your own? But are you gonna do
Yeah,
a
use it.
It's that
4x8 sheet?
expensive in
no,
general
so
here anyway.
I go to a wholesaler, and literally like that's the most expensive piece. So like I buy acrylic wholesale, man. I got like Tampa's nice because we're by a port, so there's just everything here. So I typed in acrylic wholesale, and a sheet of acrylic like 1/8 is like $100 for 4x8. So like cast acrylic. So you can get. I cut it into 3x2s, and they actually cut it for you there. So they'll literally cut it down, and so I get 4 3x2s and 2 2x2s, and then
So I'm looking at Johnson's Plastic Plus right now. This is 1/8 inch extruded mirror clear acrylic, and it is for a 2x4 foot sheet, $66.71.
Damn.
then that's super cheap.
Yeah,
The stuff
I'm
I was
going to
looking at
Ali-
was
Well, then I'm gonna go
Rose
to
gold.
Alibaba and I'm gonna find a reputable source and just buy fucking skids of that shit.
you know what? I have tried to do that before, and the stuff that I was shipped was not laser safe. So be careful
Oh,
with
boy.
that too. I do order samples before. Just pay for the samples and order samples before you make massive purchases of plastic from.
or they send you extruded and you ordered cast, but the people don't know the difference who are selling it, and so
Right.
then you go to engrave it and it just melts.
It's a problem too.
You end up with a Bernie puddle of grossness.
Like I was actually gonna, I just actually
Yes.
this Sunday I got my those mirrored those shadow box frames I bought that one episode we did looking at Alibaba sources, and I bought 50 of those frames. They just got in
Oh.
7 weeks.
Well, at least they showed up. Were they in good
Yes.
shape? Were they in good
Yep.
shape when they arrived?
Mhm.
Nice.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. Got lucky. But yeah, I've seen this one I'm looking at is they have the gold mirrored acrylic sheets for like I can't remember how much it is right now, but it's gonna be several $100s to
That's
order
well,
the
that
skid
that
of
was
it.
what the $300 one was the rose gold, which apparently is very hard to get a hold of because people buy it in huge sheets
Yeah.
to make big ass signs. And the guy literally said, because basically, if you don't know, what is it, Chromecast or whatever is like the company that's in Mexico that basically ships everything up to the United States. So that's the huge manufacturer, and you can order directly from them. By the way,
Jace is asking, my tube does have a beam expander on it. It has an adjustable output lens, -5 to 0 to +5. What is the point of this adjustment? What is the beam expander rated? I've never seen an adjustable beam expander before.
Are you in the Discord? Can you drop us a picture?
Yeah, that would be,
Drop it like right into random
yeah, picture of
if
that.
you can, and
Matt
I'll
Galloway
I see it. I'll pull it up.
is asking, I'm sure it's been mentioned before, but do you have any recommended sellers for Galvo fiber and Galvo CO2 lasers with a JPT source? So only the fiber are going to have the JPT source. The CO2 lasers are going to be Davi, Coherent, or Sinrad. We have a ton of resources and recommended sellers over at the buying guide. It's lasereverything.net/buying guide. So go check that out because we got a nice big list, bunch of stuff we've reviewed. We know the people that work at those companies. We've spoken with them. We've held their equipment. We know how they're built, and we stand by them. So that is the good stuff. That's the stuff you're going to want to go check out. There's lots of options there too. We are laser agnostic over here, brand agnostic anyway. So we don't push one seller over another. We give you guys the options. We're just here to tell you what's good and what's trash. So a lot of great options over there for you. Definitely go check that out, Matt.
As we review more, we'll keep updating that list too. So anything that makes the cut will end up there. After we get
quite a few lasers that we need to actually add to the list. Of mostly diodes. Mostly diodes we're a little behind on, but the Galvo laser section is fairly complete. So definitely check that out for sure.
So going back to like the cool testing things, so far, by the way, I know this is like light burn is still, not supported, but since I've been working with it, I've got brass, enamel coated brass, glass, leatherette, olive wood, real leather, slate, and 2-layer silicone. So basically, like, this is pretty cool. Like, this was like that top corner right there, this little guy.
Yep.
Boom. Right?
Yep.
Solid.
That little guy?
This little guy right here? I wouldn't wear this little guy. Right? Then you got the leatherette. Boom.
Yep.
And by the way, this is what people were asking earlier in another group. I think it might have been the Laser Lounge, but they were asking what was the difference between the fiber and the UV. And it's one of those things where basically one is a marking machine. I know we've said it every week, but one is marking and one is for engraving. And you're really just not going to get too much depth on a lot of the things you do. So the cool thing is utility, marking way more things, inorganic, organic, and synthetics, versus the fiber, which is just inorganics. So,
right.
So anyways, but like that's the thing. Like if you look at this, there is no depth to it. It almost looks like it's like sublimated or something.
Which is perfect. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the fiber is infrared, which is heat. So the fiber is a heat laser too, which can make working with products like these much more difficult. Because you're basically just burning them with fire. I mean, essentially. So
giant piece of
the
wood.
UV is much more has much more finesse to it.
Yeah, but here's what's really crazy though is this depth. So this is what I do with my CO2, and I know I keep showing this piece of wood, but I was so impressed. This look at the lines on like how clean that like shadow line is right there. That's the style of font.
Dude, it's like 1/10 of the dot size.
Yeah, so I know, but I'm saying, but here's the crazy part is the depth. Like you can actually like, I don't know if you guys can hear. I mean, it's in there. It's more than the depth of my fingernail. It's crazy.
For sure.
So really excited for that, but a lot more to come from that for sure.
What are you looking at, Kyle?
Let's pull it up here.
Oh.
So this is the beam expander that they shared.
I'm going full screen.
Yep. So I did search that model number. That is a 3x beam expander for a 10,600 nanometer wavelength beam. So CO2 beam expander, 3x. It is not adjustable in the sense that you're adjusting magnification, I don't think.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what these numbers on the top are for, actually.
It could be like a laser guide for alignment purposes.
It could be. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you know where it's set, man. You could always just throw it out of whack, set it to 5, and then hit the mark button and see if it moves or changes size or something, and then set it to -5 and note the difference. And then when you're done playing with it, set it back to 1 because that's where it's at right now. That's what I would do. That's how I would figure it out. If I really wanted to. My official recommendation is don't touch it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if curiosity's eating you up, that's what I would do. Just set it to the extremes, hit the pulse button, see what happens.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hurt it, I mean,
That's on his
do it at your own risk, but yeah, it's on an RF tube for
Wow.
what looks like a gantry CO2 laser. which is pretty
That's
cool.
wild. Yeah.
Yep.
Looks like a silencer.
Right.
Night night.
It's,
This is-
it's
this is
all
what-
that wood.
This is what James Bond's enemy is looking through
Yeah,
at the beginning of the
Moneypenny.
movies. Yeah.
We got another question in the comments section here. Atom Stack is getting ready to release an infrared laser module that fits a lot of diode lasers. Have you had your hands on it? If so, what do you think?
Kyle and I are getting salty over this topic because no, they
How
haven't.
salty.
Runty.
Like road salt in Rochester in February, salty. They
gross.
haven't sent us a goddamn thing. We've reached out multiple times. They're throwing us for a loop. They're giving us non-answers.
We'll do our best on it.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying from Xtool. We're trying from Atom Stack. We're trying from Orture, and nobody's got one for us. So I refuse to talk about them in any kind of critical
Amicable way. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Public service announcement to if you work at a laser company, if you want it reviewed, get in touch.
you have to send it. Yeah, they're happy to send everything that isn't that. Kyle and I have a mountain the size of freaking Mount Everest of just like normal 455 diode lasers at our whim and whimsy. At any moment, we could just snap our fingers and have them. But nobody wants to send one of these IR modules, and I don't know if it starts to make it. And this is an opinion. This is not a fact. The following isn't an opinion. Not a fact, but it kind of makes me feel like they want to sell as many as they can before they put them in the hands of the people who know what they're doing.
Reviewers. It feels that way, doesn't it?
It does feel that way because they seem
A
to
little
have
sus.
plenty. They seem to have plenty to sell, but they don't want people that are experts on the topic to touch them for whatever reason. And I don't know why, because I see people that don't necessarily know what they're doing with those modules touching them and reviewing them, and but we are over here 1064 experts, I would say, and they just, I don't know, it's a very strange thing. It's a very strange thing, guys, and Kyle and I are working on it. It's a lot of emailing back and forth and game playing and tact, and it's a whole thing. So we want to play with them as bad as you guys do. I promise. We're working on getting them. I don't have the budget to buy 3 $600 stupid IR things. So if they want them reviewed, they're going to have to send them in because I still have to keep writing paychecks and stuff, and we've got plenty of other expenses. So that's that. Sorry, that was kind of a rant over and rant. Apologies.
Yeah, it works.
We still love you. It's okay.
It's frustrating. It's a frustrating topic.
Yeah. The end point on that too is if you're curious about it and you're not sure if you want to spend the money on it, wait for reviews to come out.
Yeah, for real.
That's the point of independent reviews, right? If they're gating it and they don't want people to know what to expect with it, that could be the reason why they're holding out. So as consumers, sometimes we have to decide to not do anything with our wallets, right?
Yeah, maybe be patient, which is hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing with like this fun new toy, but I just, I haven't seen anybody review them yet whose opinion I would make a purchasing decision based on. So
I love the brutality of Miranda, just to switch topics. I was like, when you said in rant, I was like, it's all right. We still love you, buddy. Do you see her comment in chat?
speak for yourself, Matt. I know. My wife.
I was
my
sitting
wife
there like,
loves
what
me.
is she? I literally was like, what is she talking about? And then I was like,
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Miranda's new nickname is Savage.
Savage.
She's a savage beat. She has to be because I'm not. So, one of us has to
She's the
play the
bad cop,
savage
you're the
beast
good
role.
cop, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God! Look, it's our Twitch viewer.
There it is.
hey,
Ew.
and
What's up,
Hey.
Samuel?
He's a
Hey, dude!
celebrity
Shout out from
now.
your Twitch fan club. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
it's the OG Twitch guy.
This is when we need the sound
The soundboard.
bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need some air horns. Yeah, exactly. Totally. What's up, Samuel? It's good to see you, man.
Just
We
have
need to get a
confetti,
soundboard
confetti raining.
just for that.
Let me
I
be the
really do
soundboard
wanna-
guy.
We
I
can-
got this.
I will pay for it, but I'm not going to operate it.
I'll do it.
Oh man.
I don't.
I got it.
I don't.
What are we
trust-
talking about?
I
Listen.
think I would send it to Kyle. I don't
I will
really
get-
trust you. I don't really trust Boyce.
I can already tell you my
What are we
first
talking
five.
about?
Soundboard.
Soundboard.
Oh, I'll do a soundboard all
Oh,
day.
fuck you, Kyle. That should be the first recorded sound.
I'll get it. Oh, hey, look,
We'll
Logic
see.
Geek. Meow, 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 meow.
Yes.
Another Twitch
See,
fan.
but
Yeah.
literally, I would have so deep on there, so it'd be like anytime. I wouldn't even have to ask anymore. Yeah, it'd just be like,
So
"Hey guys, today we're gonna get into a deep discussion. So deep."
I'm gonna add that clip of Boyce trying to tell me that physics and chemistry
God.
are the same.
literally,
Yeah, I'm
literally,
trying to explain
Use that one
physics.
line. Trying to explain physics.
literally, that would be the best thing ever, guys. It's physics. Like, it's-
Physics. That's
You guys, your presence has already doubled on here. That's good from an insider. I keep multi-streaming onto Twitch because I like Twitch. I like to watch Twitch, so I want to be there even if nobody watches us there. So I'm glad we have a little Twitch fan
We
club.
got some love. Yeah.
Yeah, that's stoked. I wonder where our followers are at. I think last time I checked, it was at like 110 or something like that. So maybe we're at 111 now, which would be
Heyo.
cool.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, yo.
By the
let
way,
me-
if people haven't smacked the like button, we
Oh
get
my God.
more- get in front of more people. We got
Yes.
25 watching and 12 likes.
Definitely. Yeah. Samuel said we're at 111. At least it went
Boom.
up. It didn't go down. So that's good. And Samuel says, I'm checking out the LETV channel all the time. And that will be getting refreshed very, very soon. I have a couple videos I actually need to edit. I haven't done any editing because I've been so busy with this. But this is settled now, so I can get back to editing. After I get a couple episodes edited, Kyle and I are going to, I think, sit down and just run a final programming listing for the official LETV, and we'll take down the beta, fix a couple small technical issues that we have noticed, and then run it with the new content.
Question.
Yo,
For the people who are here in the audience tonight, how would you feel about seeing remember how we talked about the merch?
Yeah.
What do you call them? Commercials?
yeah.
Like straight up, like how would you guys feel about the merch commercials? Like having Jimmy and Boyce and Kyle and Alex just be like, "Oh, hey there."
I will be the cheesiest guy.
Cheesiest. Love it.
Kyle and I did a good handful of them.
Did you
they're
really?
Yeah, they're live right now. So I'm sure that
God.
Samuel has seen them already. But I go, hey guys, what's up? It's Alex over at Laser Everything, and you're watching Laser Everything TV. Just so you know, we have absolutely 100% free Discord and Facebook group down in the description. So make sure that you check those out while you're watching the channel. If you need any support or want to make friends,
you turn that voice on like that.
I know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, that's enough of that. Let's get back to the content.
Nice.
Or-
I like it.
Yeah. Kyle's like, hi, I'm Kyle.
But see,
and you're watching Laser Everything TV.
I mean, like the cheesy 1980s commercials
I
where it's
know.
like literally those were my favorite.
you were gonna do.
Are you gonna Kool-Aid Man into the room?
You were gonna
What
do.
was I gonna do?
McClure.
Oh yeah, I'm Troy McClure, and if you're watching, welcome to the show. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like have like really weird ass like Macho Man comes in. Oh yeah, brother. Like
Yep.
just, you know. like,
You know
really
what?
terrible stuff.
I mean, Samuel's saying
ShamWow.
merch and commercials don't bother me at all. I know you got to keep the lights on. We're calling them commercials,
But it just
I
be
know.
like silliness.
but it's not. They're not really
They're the
commercials.
plugs that would
It's-
already normally be in.
Yeah, and most
We're not
of it,
making money.
most of it is free. Most of it is free shit. We're just reminding people of the communities that they can be a part of if they want to further their experience beyond videos. The different social media networks you can follow Laser Everything for, like the stuff that Boyce has been putting out. You've been getting busy again, Boyce. I noticed it kind of we're taking back up, which is
Yep,
nice
yep.
to see. And then yeah, of course, merch shop, LMA, right, guys. Speaking of which, I'll talk about that for 2 seconds because we are we're rolling down here into the end of the hour. But if you guys want to support the channel and you haven't already, go check out the Laser Master Academy. It's the #1 way to support the channel, and you can head over there. It's like $8 a month. You get a bunch of bonus content. You get bonus episodes of the Laser Source podcast, bonus live streams. We've got, that's an amazing community over there. All kinds of stuff going on. You can find out more about that over at masters.lasereverything.net. And like I was saying jokingly, you can actually, truly, indeed go down into the description and find links to our Facebook group and Discord server. If you haven't already joined those, they don't cost a dime, and you get to be part of the family and the community over there, which is pretty great. So make sure you go check that out. Another one. There's another one. That's 3 in one day. Meow. Blackjack, what's up? LMA is awesome. Thank you so much for all the work that you have done with the parameters libraries. No worries, we're on the way with many, many more. So we'll be definitely updating that soon. And I'm also going to plug really quick, because it's not getting as much love as I want, and it really deserves a lot more. I hope that every single one of you has gone and listened to the Emergency Stop podcast. It's our brand new podcast where we talk about literally anything except for work. The only one that we did 2 episodes already, and there are 2 bonus episodes on a Patreon. That is a Patreon too. And so there's 4 episodes out now already. We skipped last week because it was literally the day that I was moving these Galvo lasers up here, and I just couldn't do it. It just shut down. So you guys think we'll be back on our normal schedule this week for E-Stop?
I'm down.
Yep.
I
I got a job.
Kyle's like, I'm not committing to anything. Oh.
There it is.
I had to.
What is that? What is that called? Like air horn effect or something?
It's called I'm
DJ
echoing
air
back
horn
into-
sound effect. I know, I'm an echoey bitch. I know.
Is it over?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good. It's done.
Okay, good. Wow, that was horrible. I was echoing me back into the. Anyway, we'll work on a soundboard, but don't ever do that again. You're fired.
I'm saving that.
Hey,
Not even hired.
We've multiplied on.
Yeah, I see that.
Twitch.
We've got Smokery, and Wolfinator. I feel like they all deserve it now at this point. Don't forget to smash the like button if you got value out of this one, guys, and leave us a comment on the re-upload.
Boom.
When I edit it. It will be out soonish. I still have to upload last Thursday's episode too. And I don't know. Go find our other stupid podcast. Our podcasts are dumb. Stupid show. You stupid idiots.
By the way, quick thing. On
What? Tell me.
On the thumbnail for this, why do you look like a small boy? Your head is full size, and you're like
my secret seagull, which you can get at the lasereverything.net/merch. If you don't know what active capture is, look it up. This particular cut of the sweatshirt just kind of hides my neck, so I just kind of look like I'm floating in the. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I'm gonna have to redo it anyway. I'm gonna make it some stupid screenshot of you making a dumbass face with a soundboard Photoshop of your hand. Yeah, that one. Beautiful. Excellent. This is going on.
Yep. Done.
And on and on and on. This is the end of the episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we will you in the next one. Hit me with it one more time. Just go ahead. Just do it.
You're just doing it, me?
Yeah.
I got you.
As long as you guys don't make fun of me for doing it. Oh, there it is.
You guys are terrible.
Okay. That's echoing. That's terrible.
This is the worst show ever.
Oh.
Good night, everybody. We love you. See you next week.
Echoing bastard.